The great declutter of 2025 continues. So this is the last leg of my declutter series that I started at the beginning of the year, even though we're halfway through February now, but we're finally kind of wrapping up. And today it's going to be skincare. So we've already done a fragrance declutter, which was my very first fragrance one. And then we did a makeup one, just overall my whole makeup collection minus palettes. And then the third one was my palettes. And now we are finally getting to skincare. So skincare is the one that I am constantly overwhelmed with. It seems to be what I collect the most from like beauty boxes and PR and, you know, other boxes that I get sometimes. And it just seems to be like the number one item I need to declutter often. I have done one fairly recently, so I'm not as overrun as some of these other categories were, but I still really want to go through the collection today and get rid of what I know I'm not going to use. And so if you want to see me go through it all and explain to you guys what I'm getting rid of and why, then stick around and we're going to dive right on into it. Okay, guys, let's get started. We are going to start off with the cleansers. Actually, this is our cleansing balms and makeup removers as part of my cleansers category. And one of the things that I am going to use to filter whether I'm keeping or tossing is a hard look at whether they are cruelty-free or not. I'm transitioning to going cruelty-free in 2025, which means I'm not buying and supporting brands that aren't cruelty-free, but I do still buy a lot of beauty boxes, and I cover a lot of beauty boxes here on the channel because that is a huge part of what I've done here on the channel and what everybody likes to see. So I'm not going to stop bringing beauty boxes, but they do still have a mix of different products in them that I can't control. Now I am looking into a couple of cruelty-free only boxes, but there's still some very popular ones I love, like Allure. And so sometimes we get cruelty-free and sometimes we don't. So if I'm really struggling to make a decision and I don't have room for all the skincare, it's gonna get filtered a lot by that factor on whether it's cruelty-free or not. I'm not going to be getting rid of a couple of favorites though, like Elemis and the Lancome. For the moment, I'm going to use these up. Two reasons for that. And I do want to explain why. It's not just because I'm like, oh, I can't let go. I mean, it is very hard to let go because these have been absolute favorites. But one is that, first of all, I feel like if I'm already in possession of it, it's not doing any animals any good for me to throw it in the trash. Like, that's not saving an animal. However, so I might as well just use it up and not waste it. And the second reason is, one thing I really want to do on my channel is bring you guys some cruelty-free alternatives or dupes as alternatives to some of our most loved and favorite products. And these two are absolute most loved products by me and many others. They are my top favorites in their categories. And so I am on a quest to try to find a replacement that's cruelty-free. And I need to be able to keep them. And there may be times I even need to purchase some that are not cruelty-free that are favorites so I can compare them and find lots of alternatives to them to share with my audience. So that is my reasoning in that. So they're staying, but there may be a couple that are not cruelty-free that get slashed. So I just wanted to explain that reasoning to you. Okay, so I already know that the Versed cleansing balms are like a close second for me. I still love the Elemis Pro Collagen Naked Cleansing Balm the most. It's my number one, absolute number one cleansing balm. But I know that I love the Versed also, so it's kind of a close second to this one. And I know for a fact that these are cruelty-free and vegan. So I'm going to be keeping these for sure. They are definitely one I can recommend, and they will be one that I stockpile a lot. I probably in the future won't declutter any of these like I have in the past just because I had duplicates of them. I was gifted them by the brand, but they had me fall in love with them. So I really highly recommend them. So they're staying, as well as Elemis is staying, just to compare it. And yeah. Peach and Lily. This is amazing. This is a ginger melt oil cleanser. This was PR gifted to me as well, and it is so good for removing makeup. It's so gentle. It is, everything melts off, and they are cruelty-free. So they are staying. All right, let's talk about these guys. Here is the Tri Balm. It is a 3-in-1 cleansing, exfoliating, and moisturizing. Everybody really recommended this to me We got it in the Allure Beauty Box one month. I skipped that month, but then I ended up getting it in my mystery box. And I was really glad because everybody recommended it to me. Here is what it looks like. Everybody said this is so good. So I took it to Costa Rica with me as a good travel cleanser. And I made the mistake of not really bringing a whole lot of other skincare to cleanse with. And I was really regretting it because I ended up not liking it, y'all. It has a very strong, potent, like natural smell to it that I cannot stand, first of all. And then I just felt greasy all day. Yeah, I think it's the geranium in it that is really strong. I cannot handle the smell right here. It's, oh. And yeah, my face just felt so greasy. And I think this is the case with a lot of cleansing balms, honestly. Like if it's this kind of idea where it's just a cleansing balm stick that's kind of multi-use that you travel with. Great idea, but a lot of them end up being greasy to me, so I didn't like it. So I'm going to declutter this one. I know that some of you guys love this, but it just wasn't for me. And I even have dry skin, but also keep in mind in Costa Rica, it was very humid. So that might have been part of it too. Now, this one, on the other hand, this is called Write Your Own Story. And I actually liked it better. I thought I was not going to like it because I think it is a little more for oilier skin. And I think that when it, like I normally don't use products for oily skin because I have dry skin. But I think when it comes to this kind of idea with the cleansing balms, I think I do need to stick more to the oily skin folks because I tend to be traveling. I use these more for travel. And when I travel, I do feel like my face is just greasy and gross all the time. And like I need something that's going to keep it dry, maybe a little more matte. So I'm going to hang on to this one. I actually ended up liking it. Now I don't know for certain if it's cruelty-free. I've tried to check it and it's just not showing up in a lot of databases yet. I need to do more research on it, but I'm going to keep it for now. The Origins Checks and Balances Milky Oil Cleanser Makeup Melter. I have not had the chance to try it, but Origins is actually not cruelty-free by certain standards. We got it in the Macy's beauty box. So honestly, it's a milky oil cleanser. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it just to try it and see what I think of it, but I think I'm going to eventually declutter it because it's cruelty-free. But I want to know what it's like first so I can recommend some other products because I think Origins is a fairly popular one too that you see in a lot of the department stores. So I think I'll still hang on to it. I know that Garnier micellar water is cruelty-free and I love that, and they're vegan. And this is like my number one gentle like makeup removing. I have a big bottle of it in my makeup kit, so I'll be keeping that one and this little one too. I still have not even had a chance to try this one. It's Ma NYO Pure Cleansing Oil. We got in, I think, Allure also, and I still haven't even gotten to it yet, so I'll keep it. I will also keep the Curology. This one is cruelty-free. A cruelty-free brand too, and it's another micellar water like makeup remover, so I still want to try it also, so keeping. And then we get to Lancome and Neutrogena. So like I said, I'm keeping Lancome because I am on a hunt to replace this. It is like the best makeup remover on the planet, but not cruelty-free. I love my Lancome. This is my ride or die makeup remover. And then my Neutrogena was like my absolute top pick for drugstore. And it is not cruelty-free either. So, but honestly, there's not a lot of choices at the drugstore for makeup removers. So, you know, that's a real tough one. Like, I think that I'd like to be able to recommend to people a drugstore alternative, and this is a really good one for drugstore. So I think I'm going to keep it to just for the purposes of reviews for now. So I guess I've only decluttered one thing, but that is all right. We have a lot more to go through. Oh, right now we move on to more of the cleansers, not as much makeup remover specifically, but just face wash cleansers. We start off with the Olay Melts, and these were pretty cool, but I think I will probably declutter and hand it off to someone else. They're cool for travel for me, but Olay, not cruelty-free. And I forget about it, and I'm not that into it. Tula, this is definitely, It's called the Cult Classic Purifying Face Cleanser, and I love it. And guess what, guys? They are cruelty-free. I need to clean it up here, and I need to finally use up the rest of mine, honestly. I've got like half containers of both, so I really need to use these. I'm going to hang on to it because I love Tula, and they're cruelty-free. This is what I'm currently using is Bioma, and I really like this. It's a creamy jelly cleanser. I really do notice that it has a little bit of a jelly finish, but it's more that it's just very gel-like, and it's really neat. It is cruelty-free as far as I know, so I'm going to probably hang on to it and keep on using it. Dermalect, I have not even, yes, I have opened this. I just haven't started using much of it. I think I liked it pretty well. It was in Ipsy, and as I looked up Dermalect, I think it is cruelty-free. I know at least like their nail polishes are, so I think they are. Yes, we have the cruelty-free bunny right there. Now, is that the PETA one? I think that might be the PETA one. So I think I'm going to hang on to it. Thayer's, on the other hand, is not, and this I think was in my Walmart beauty box, and I've been thinking about getting rid of it anyway because it's just one I'm not that into. I'm not really big on drugstore cleansers, honestly, like skincare much. Other than like, I do like some of Neutrogena's and like maybe e.l.f. occasionally, but I don't always like putting it on my face, so I'm gonna declutter this one. The Malin & Getz grapefruit face cleanser. I think Malin & Getz is cruelty-free also, so I think I'm gonna hang on to it, especially since I haven't even opened it yet. All right, guys, guess what? Kiehl's is not cruelty-free. I do love me some Kiehl's. They had some great stuff, very popular. They sell out fast. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh my gosh. But I have so much skincare that for skincare, I definitely am kind of paring down based on cruelty-free a lot. Versed, I still love my Versed brand, and I have tried this one out and I really like it. It's the Purest Antioxidant Cleanser, definitely keeping. Okay, so Murad, I was wondering, I have both of these. One's the Essential C Cleanser and one's the Renewing Cleansing Cream. I've had a reaction from Murad before. So I was actually wondering, should I toss it or not? But I don't think I've had a problem with these cleansers yet. So I think I'll hang on to them for now, especially since I looked it up and Murad is supposedly cruelty-free as far as I can tell. So I'm going to hang on for now. Have not gotten the chance to try this one much. It came in a lure box also. So I think I'll hold on to it too. And then this what's the name of it? KOA, I think is the name, Life. It's a vitamin C brightening cleanser. I have not even gotten to it yet much. Came, I think, in Ipsy, and I think it may be a cruelty-free brand too. So I'll keep holding on to it. Cleansing oil from Ever Eden. I think I got in Ipsy. Some sites say that it's cruelty-free and others say it isn't. I think Cruelty-Free Kitty says it isn't. And so I think I am going to use that as a filter and toss it. So we've got 4 cleansers now that I'm going to be decluttering. All right, now we get to, I'm lumping together facial sprays because I don't have a lot, toners, and like face oils. These are just kind of, I put them all together here. So we're gonna go through them, and Innisfree, once again, these are green tea enzyme vitamin C brightening toner pads. I think I am going to declutter because once again, Innisfree, I like these, but I don't do a lot of like pads anyway. So that's a way for me to pare it down. Okay, this is a touted watery oil, the Youth Watery Oil from Guerlain, very high-end luxury. I think it uses honey, and they claim that it repairs your face 7 times faster. Not cruelty-free. However, I'm very intrigued about it. I do kind of want to try it out. Being kind of high-end and one of those that I may want to, you know, compare to other dupe counterparts. So I think I'm going to hang on to it for now. I got it in the Macy's luxury beauty box too. Pixie Rose Oil Blend. I rarely use face oils, and also not with like a rose blend, but I do find like I hang on to a little bit of oil sometimes because I could put it like on my heels of my feet. So I hang on to like at least one, and I do like Pixie. I think they are cruelty-free. Keys Soul Care, definitely cruelty-free. This is like I I think it's a toner, but it's like an essence. And an essence is like a different kind of toner, sort of like a mix between a toner. It's a little different, but it's still sort of like in the toner category. I am going to keep it. I've got a couple of facial sprays. One is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Hydrating Mist. Love this. I don't do a lot of facial sprays, but I do like this one occasionally. And she is cruelty-free. I love my Charlotte Tilbury, as well as P. Louise. And I just recently got this one. I have not even really tried it out yet, so I'll be hanging on to these. Okay, I figured out this is a toner after all, and Laneige is not cruelty-free. They sell in China at times, I believe, or it's in their writing that, you know, unless required by law. So that tells me they're not. I think I'm going to toss. Elta MD also. Okay, I hate this because I love the Elta MD skin tint, like love, you know, the tinted sunscreen, but they're not. And I liked this, but you know, I honestly don't do like a ton of essence toner and stuff anyway, so I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter. And then last, this one I discovered is not cruelty-free either. It's like a K-beauty brand, and this is like a type of toner too after reading through it some, so I am going to go ahead and declutter it also. These guys that are staying. And I forgot to include what I'm currently using, which is the Jeffree Star Skin Milky Toner, and he is cruelty-free too, and I'm still using it, so I'll be emptying it. All right, next we are moving along to exfoliants. So I put anything in here that is either a physical or a chemical or like a peel. Some of them are more of a mask, but they have an exfoliating property, or we might have a toner or a cleanser that has exfoliating properties. If it has anything exfoliant related, I put it in here. Now, typically in the past, I have really gutted exfoliants because of the fact that I go very slow on exfoliants. I'm very nervous about them because they sometimes do cause reactions in the skin. I particularly don't like to do a lot of physical exfoliants. I just have very dry skin, and the exfoliants is where you can go overboard and really over exfoliate, and I'm just always nervous about it. So I go very slow, but then I tend to get a lot of exfoliants in boxes. They just seem to love to give us exfoliants. But what I have recently started doing is, and some of you guys suggested this, and it's a great idea to avoid waste, and that is, if I'm not going to use it on my face, I use it on my feet, like on my heels, because that is one area that really needs it. So I've been keeping a lot more, so I'm probably going to keep most of my stuff today, and to be honest with you, most of this lineup is cruelty-free. I will say, with the exception of one item here, one brand, Paula's Choice. Well, it hasn't been proven yet. Innocent until proven guilty in court, right? But basically, they've recently been sued because they claim to be cruelty-free, but I don't know, somebody has found that perhaps they're not, or that they're claiming they are, and it has proof that there's some things they're doing in their practices that where they are testing on animals. And so they actually are undergoing a lawsuit on this. And I haven't really seen up to date, like any recent developments. If any of you guys know more details, let me know. But in the meantime, you know, the verdict is not out on whether they're truly cruelty-free. I think most everything here, though, is, as far as I have vetted. Some of them are like harder to check the sources on, but for the most part, most everything else is. So I'm going to be keeping now, I will say, like, I absolutely love the Tula Pumpkin Scrub, and it makes your skin feel so soft afterwards. So this is one exception that I make on physical exfoliants. I absolutely love this stuff. One exception I'm going to make today is I'm going to declutter this one. It's the Gentle Refining Peel from Youth Drops from One Kind. I mean, there's nothing really that wrong with it, but I don't like how it feels. And I think it is because it's designed to fade dark spots and stuff like that. And I do notice this with a lot of the brightening and like dark spot targeters. They all have this same feel to them. They're kind of like this almost sticky, like I just don't like how they feel. So I just really don't care for this. So I think I am going to declutter this one. I was going back and forth on the Loved One from John Legend that we got in an icon box as like a bonus gift. I think it was just for the creators though. And there've been some negative reviews on his brand, but I actually liked this one. Now, I don't do a lot of cleansers that are exfoliating like this. It's got a little bit of physical exfoliant properties in it, but it's very moisturizing. So I'm actually probably going to still hang on to it. I will probably, though, use this more for my body, like as a body care thing. And I do also want to mention that, guys, that I'm probably not going to include the body care skincare today. I have a whole bunch of body care, too, we could go through, but I'm not planning to declutter any of it, as well as like sunscreens and stuff that have, maybe they're a mix of sunscreens and moisturizers. I kind of have that in my like more sunscreen drawer. I feel like I will probably combine those two items together in a separate video at some point whenever there might be more that I want to declutter. But at the moment, I love my body care stuff and my sunscreens. I have a use for all of them, so I'm not going to be decluttering them. So I probably won't include that on today's skincare video, just letting you know. It's going to get even longer than. All right, my next category. I'm starting on kind of like serums and treatments and whatnot, but we're going to focus on the retinoids, or like retinol. Because this is an area that I'm very nervous about too. I've had problems with retinoid before, so I want to start very, very slow on any of these. I've looked them all up. They're all cruelty-free. I think where I might back away though is these are all prescriptions. This is from Dermatica, and it's an actual like tretinoin type prescription. So you have to have a prescription for these. I got them NPR to see if I wanted to be an ambassador. I wanted to test it on my face first, but I had to stop because I had done dermaplaning. My face was really, I think I did something to the skin barrier and I had to stop. But that was, gosh, it could have been a year ago now that they started on this prescription. And sometimes I'll go past the expiration a little bit on skincare, but I'm not going to play around with it when it comes to retinol, just because of how much damage I know that it can do. So I'm probably going to go ahead and declutter all of these because I don't want to play around with it. I'm going to start on this e.l.f. one because it has been touted as a really good one for folks with very dry or sensitive skin. One that really works, that does not do all the damage to the skin sometimes and doesn't wreak as much havoc as some of those do. So this is what I'm going to be starting on. I'm probably going to share it and do a full video review on it with you guys and document my journey on it. And I still have my Gold Faden MD. I haven't really started on either. I'm going to keep it too, just in case, but I think the Dermatica I'm going to declutter. I can't really give this to anybody because it was prescription only. So I hate that it'll go to waste, but I just don't want to play around with it. All right, now moving along to our serums, other types of serums, that is. So, a lot here. I am definitely overwhelmed. There's more down here as well. Couldn't fit them all in the camera here, but we're gonna go through them. I think since I have so many, again, we're gonna pare them down, particularly by whether they're cruelty-free or not. Okay, I definitely have been wanting to do more SkinCeuticals. I know it's a great brand, but I did look it up and they are not really and truly cruelty-free according to the standards I look up. So right off the bat, I haven't even opened this one. I think I'm going to declutter it, give it away maybe in a giveaway or something. So that one is leaving. And Kiehl's, we've already established. I think I'm just going to go ahead and not even try this one. It is leaving. I have a renewed love of Earth Harbor, so I am keeping all my Earth Harbors. I love that they are all, you know, in the clean, like the vegan and cruelty-free boxes especially too. So it's staying. I love my First Aid Beauty, like anything is staying. Again, another Belief, it is going to go. Since we've established that they are not cruelty-free. This is the Aqua Bomb, but in a serum. Again, Innisfree. So I have a serum here too I've barely even used, and it is going as well. Now, I am currently using this one. This is from Giorgio Armani. I just wanted to like try it. It's the Crema Nera that we got in the Macy's Beauty Box. This retails for like $300 or $400. I just wanted to see what it was like, but again, not cruelty-free. I'm not really sure what the hype is on it, why it's so expensive. Like, I mean, these little spots in it, I don't feel much in my skin. I don't know, it doesn't do that much for me personally. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and empty it because I will probably only get another few days out of this anyway, so I'll probably just empty it instead of decluttering it. But yeah, not cruelty-free though. Okay, Shiseido is also not cruelty-free, but I'm probably gonna keep it just because I haven't tried it yet, and I don't really have other things from Shiseido, so it's kind of my chance to just sort of try it and be done. Okay, and then of course Lancome. I've got a couple of serums here too that they're definitely absolute favorites. So again, keeping as I call it for the purpose of research, but definitely not cruelty free. I have this. It came from my friend Mela. She sent it to me from one of her boxes, and I think it's just, you know, I have so many serums. This wasn't one that I was that like impressed with in how it felt on my face, and I don't know much about it, and I just, you know, it kind of almost looks like a homemade label and like branding and stuff, and sometimes I just, when I don't know much about these things and they're kind of a little bit more homemade, I shy away from them. So I think I'm gonna declutter it, even though I hate decluttering things that she's given me. I'm so excited about my Barber Sturm. I'm still not decluttering this, and she is apparently strictly, like stringently cruelty-free from what I have researched. So I was so thrilled to find that out. So definitely keeping this. I haven't even opened the box yet. Okay, the Medusa's makeup, this is the first time I've really gotten like skincare in their box, either this last month or the month before that. And I love some things from Medusa's makeup, but I am not really feeling this one. It feels a little sticky. So I am probably gonna declutter this one too. Okay, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Sephora collection is not cruelty-free, guys. And I have this little serum from them. I actually really like this serum a lot. This is one I do like, but being not cruelty-free and I have so many other serums that are great, I think it's gonna get decluttered too. But I'm glad that I got to try it, because a lot of times I cover the Sephora sale, and we do have the spring sale coming soon. And I like to be able to kind of touch on what products I've tried from the Sephora line, you know, in case people want to shop the Sephora collection, because you get more of a discount on those on the sale. So I'm glad that I can kind of at least be knowledgeable of this product and how it is felt for, you know, if cruelty-free is not important to you, then I think it is a good serum. Okay, and then this Sanage Collagen Boosting Serum. It is cruelty-free. This is a cruelty-free brand, but I don't know what it is. I just haven't really cared for a lot of the Sanage products. It has some kind of smell in it that it's just not my preference. I think the texture of it's fine, like how it feels on the skin. I just don't like the smell. And since I have so many serums, like I said, I think that this is one I might declutter too. So that leaves us with everything else that is indeed cruelty-free. Everything that you see here is cruelty-free except for the Lancome, the Giorgio Armani, and the Shiseido. Those, like I said, I'm keeping for research purposes, or that's what I tell myself. But everything else I love and really want to keep. I forgot to mention these little ampule things. I accidentally broke one trying to get it open and cut my fingers to pieces. Like the glass broke and cut me up. So if you're familiar with this, be very careful. So I don't know, like I would probably not like repurchase it again, but I'm still going to keep it because the serum itself and the bottles were okay. But I was thinking, oh, it's great for travel, but no, because I ended up cutting myself. Okay, so here's all the serums that we are decluttering from this category. All right, now we are getting to the moisturizers. So these are all of my face moisturizers. And again, it's hard to narrow down. Now, these two we know are offenders, non-cruelty free here, but favorites. Again, kind of sticking with that same idea that I've got a couple of favorites here that I'm probably going to keep, but we're going to knock out some of the other ones. We'll declutter because I'm not as concerned about finding like a duper alternative for them. Those are going to include Innisfree. Now, I've been getting Innisfree in PR. I do really like their skincare, but I found out that they are not entirely cruelty-free. I guess they say they are, but they still sell in China. So I think that was what it was. So I think I'm probably going to let go of these. It's mostly because I just have so much skincare and I don't know where to start, because all of these are okay for my skin type. So it really comes down to that. Similar idea here, a Hava, and I've gotten a couple of these in different boxes. It's like really high-end, people love it, but again, it's one of those where, like, I think a lot of people think they're cruelty-free, but then when you go to, I think it was when you check the China market status that they are not. I think I am going to declutter them. I may even put them in a giveaway for people, so we'll see. But yeah, so these are going to get gutted too. Elizabeth Arden is going to also, this was in the Macy's beauty box and I haven't really gotten to it much yet, but I know we're going to get a duplicate of it in our next box where it's the takeover box in March. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this one. I'm not particularly interested either in trying to find dupes for the Elizabeth Arden's creams, so I'm going to go ahead and just declutter this one. Another Elemis 2. I'm going to hang on to both of these. This one's the Pro Collagen Marine Cream, and this is the Night Cream. So I just want to kind of keep them in case I ever want to do some sort of Elemis dupes video. And, you know, I just, that's kind of my reasoning on that. So a lot of these other ones are either 100% cruelty-free, or they are sort of in that, like, it hasn't been confirmed that they're not yet category. Like this one's a little unclear at times. Strivectin's a little unclear at times. Heimish is also, I think that was it. But most of the other ones are confirmed to be. Like my new Biro, I'm so happy. I've been using, oh, you can't see it. I've been using the Earth Harbor Azure right now as my like neck cream. And I'm finishing up the La Mer. I just did a whole video on this because we got it in the Macy's box. This one was actually from my Macy's luxury advent calendar. So I think I'm just going to finish it, see if it had any more results, and then that will be that. We also got these little packets I still haven't tried. I'm going to go ahead and try them. You know, they only would last like a day or two. I just want to see what they're like and see if there's anything else out there that compares. But I think with this huge price tag and the big like La Mer name, it's one of those things I still wanted to try it and see. I just wanted to know. These are all the ones we are decluttering. Whoops, guys, I actually forgot more. I have more creams here. We are going to toss this one, not cruelty-free, the Belief True Cream Aqua Bomb. I hate to say it, but Abaji, I found out, is not, and I still hadn't gotten to this one, but everybody raves about it, so I do hate that. I honestly, actually, guys, I think I am going to keep it for now just so I can try it, and it may get decluttered later, because I am curious about it, but this one I've tried before, so decluttering. Oops, I actually forgot one more. The Grown Alchemist Hydro Restore Day Cream. Y'all, I don't like this. The scent on it is just too strong, and I feel like it's a little greasy on too. Like, I don't feel like I love the texture either. So we got this in the Allure Beauty box, but I am going to definitely be decluttering it. So that will go in my declutter pile too. I just had forgotten about it. And now we come to the eye products. This includes eye masks too, as well as like eye creams. So anything kind of related to the eyes is in this category. Most of it I am keeping, but as we've already established, Elemis is not cruelty-free, and of course it's like my favorite. So I am probably going to actually keep one of these and toss the other, because it's like I want to get rid of the non-cruelty-free ones, but again, like I said, I probably want to try to find some substitutes for a lot of Elemis's products. So I'm going to keep this for research purposes. It really stinks. Caudalie, however we pronounce them. Again, I always struggle with the French ones. I love this one too. Not cruelty-free. So I think I'm going to toss it. There's not much left in this one anyway. I am currently working on Clé de Peau. I got this one in the luxury Macy's beauty advent calendar. And so I'm about to empty it. So I'm probably just going to keep it and empty it. Not cruelty-free though. And of course, Lancome is not as well, but again, similar to the Elemis, I will probably still hang on for research purposes. It is free. Again, as we said, I do love this, how it has that little massager to massage it into your eyes. But I think this is one I can let go of. Everything else here that we didn't talk about is though, and I will probably be hanging on to, as well as all of these eye masks. I love the little under eye masks. So I think the three we are getting rid of today is these three. We're finally getting to the end here because like I said, I'm not going to be doing body care in this one. So I am wrapping it up with more of the skincare like masks and specialty type items. And so these three products here, this is more of a gel that you use with other skincare tools that have more of that like radiation, like radio waves in it kind of thing. You use it with this kind of gel. So I'm keeping it for those. Like I have my microcurrent device. I have my body sculpting machine, a couple others that they all use this kind of gel. So I'm keeping that. Okay, we got the Mighty Patch, and I know this is very popular. People use it a lot, the hydrocolloid patches. And I think we got it in our like Allure, maybe Best of Beauty. I normally don't have any use for these things because I'm not acne prone, but I do still get a few spots here and there, especially like hormonal ones. Like once a month one will pop up, or if I've had too much sugar or something, I don't know. I'll get like a couple little spots. And I tried these out and they did absolutely nothing. But what I do love is the Inkyless ones. But I used them up. And so even though I don't have any like acne patches left now, I think I am going to declutter with this one just because I think it's useless for me. I don't have the skin type for this. And if I save it just to have like one on hand every now and then, it's not really the most effective one. So this is getting decluttered. This one here is specifically for my Solar Wave device, so I'm keeping it. My Jeffree Star, this is like a hydrating skin mask, and I will probably use it next after I finish up with my Biro. This is what I'm currently on, the Golden Carrot Overnight Relief Mask. Love it. So definitely keeping it. And I still haven't used these sheet masks. This is from Bellamy or Bellamy, something like that. I did look it up and I think they're cruelty-free, so I'm going to hang on to those. Now the Ski, or SK2, however you pronounce it, this is such a good mask, guys, but they are not cruelty-free, but I'm still going to hang on to them because they are just amazing. And there's no use in tossing something amazing. I'm just going to go ahead and use it and be done. Sorry about the shower water in the background. I just have to film when I can film, guys. All right, and then the last thing is these three things. They are an exfoliating peel mask. Now, I worked with this brand a long time ago, but it was when I was kind of first getting started, and I think they're kind of a smaller brand, and I have not been able to look up as much about them now, and if they're cruelty-free and all of that. And in like 3 years, I haven't used them. I feel like they have probably expired by now, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these. And then the last thing I'm going to declutter is my charcoal mask from Key Soul Care. I've hung on to it for a long time because this is another one of those that I just don't have the skin type for it. I don't usually use charcoal masks or clay masks or anything like that. But I held on to one thinking, oh, occasionally, you know, with that acne, but I don't know. I just don't reach for it. Even when I have acne, usually it goes away in a day or two anyway. So the charcoal doesn't really do that much more for me. So I'm probably just going to declutter this one. So everything else here is staying. This is what is getting decluttered. All right, guys, I've put everything into a big giant bag over the course of this declutter, and this is a lot, isn't it? Yeah, so here's everything we are decluttering today. I'm going to go through it, and a lot of the items that are still in a box and have not been opened, I'm going to save those to give away, maybe possibly in a giveaway, or I don't know, maybe family or friends that want it. The other stuff is just going to go to friends and family, anything that's been opened, if they don't mind that it's already been on my skin. But that wraps it up for today. All right, guys, so that wraps it up today. I feel so much better. And honestly, after doing this whole series of declutters, it really makes such a big difference. I don't know about for you guys, but after a good declutter sesh, I'm so refreshed and I feel less stressed. I feel less overwhelmed. It really helps with your anxiety and it helps me be able to kind of see where everything's at, have it organized, and also remember some items that I'd forgotten about and make sure that I'm using them and not wasting. So I enjoy doing it and it's very beneficial to do these declutters. So thanks for coming along with me today. Make sure that if you enjoy declutters, I do them ever so often, so you'll want to stick around here. And I also bring you guys reviews each month, my empties. I give a little speed review on all of them. And I also do an eyeshadow palette rankings video too, where we do a review of the palettes there. So you'll see more of these items in some of my review videos like that, my monthly routine ones. And I also cover a lot of different beauty boxes and subscriptions on the channel, which is where a lot of this came from. So if all of that's your vibe, you'll definitely want to stick around here. And also if you are for conscious beauty, definitely stick around as well, because that's definitely where we're going, as I've said, in 2025. All right, guys, so I will catch you guys on the next one, and make sure you pop that subscribe and turn the notification bells on so you don't miss more in the future. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.